Please all rise as we welcome the representatives of the school's management team and academic council. Well, let us welcome our Gawad Flora A Ilagan awardees. Reena Lopez, Raquel B. Del Rosario Fortun, for the Women Foundation, represented by Cara Wilson. Please remain standing for the invocation and the singing of the Philippine National Anthem. Divine Master Teacher, for every woman who is tired of acting weak when she knows she's strong, there is a man who is tired of appearing strong when he feels vulnerable. Grant us your strength to bear every load. For every woman who is tired of being called an emotional female, there is a man who is denied the right to weep and to be gentle. Grant us the gift of sensitivity to feel what others feel. For every woman who is called unfeminine when she competes, there is a man for whom competition is the only way to prove his masculinity. Grant us the gift of self-awareness. For every woman who feels tied down by her children, there is a man who is denied the full pleasures of shared parenthood. Grant us the gift of sharing in the fullness of life. For every woman who is denied meaningful employment or equal pay, there is a man who must bear full financial responsibility for another human being. Grant us the grace of building your kingdom on earth. For every woman who takes a step toward her own liberation, there is a man who finds the way to freedom has been made a little easier. Grant us the grace to embrace life's multiple possibilities. The Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, relasyon silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng mag-iing, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baghaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdiningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Luha ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Let us all be seated. Please welcome our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Edison A. Fermin. Let's give him a big hand.
Isang mapagpala at mapagpalayang hapon po sa ating lahat dito sa Social Hall at sa ating live streaming sa Facebook at sa YouTube. Sa bawat kababaihang nagsisikap na itaguyod ang kani-kanilang sarili, pagkakaibigan, relasyon, pamilya, pamayanan, negosyo, advokasya, propesyon, at iba pang aspekto ng pamumuhay at paglinang ng kamalayan at kakayahan, maligayang pagdiriwang ng pambansang buwan ng mga kababaihan at ng pandaigdigang buwan ng kasaysayan ng kababaihan. On behalf of the management of National Teachers College, I welcome you all to the inaugural award ceremonies of the Gawad Flora A. Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education. As we observe today the commemoration of the 56th death anniversary of one of NTC's founders, an eminent Filipino woman in education, we also honor Filipinas who continue to make significant contribution in education, training, and development in various sectors. The family of Dr. Ylagan was elated to have learned that after nearly 60 years after her death, this commemorative award has been institutionalized. In its desire to contribute to sustainable development, National Teachers College has been actively pursuing 4 of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. Aside from ultimately achieving SDG 17, or Partnership for the Goals, Inang Tanglao, as we fondly call National Teachers College, is working very hard to contribute to the attainment of 3 other SDGs, namely SDG 1, No Poverty, SDG 4, Quality Education, and SDG 5, Gender Equality. Among these chosen goals, it is SDG 4, Quality Education, that plays an important role in our institutional life. We strongly believe that it is key to achieving the rest. In light of SDG 5, Gender Equality, I am pleased to share with you that as of the 2024 Times Higher Education Impact Survey, Inang Tanglao is home to 6,552 young women starting a degree in higher education. A significant portion of this number consists of young women who are the first to have entered higher education in their families. Nearly 500 of these students come from the lowest income brackets in Philippine society, and a great number of them are from families who are categorically deprived and underserved. In our learning space, where we champion equality, diversity, and inclusion, every learner, regardless of gender, coexists happily in pursuing their personal and professional aspirations, rooted in the values of kahusayan, katapatan, malasakit, pagkamalikhain, and integridad. Or, as we often say, kakampi. Mga kakampi, pagdiriwang ang araw na ito ng saysay at salaysay ng bawat kababaihang kakampi. 4 remarkable women whose dedication has transformed countless Filipino lives through education, training, and development will not only be recognized today. We will also launch them as newest members of the roster of distinguished master class resource persons of Inang Tanglao. we have communicated to our awardees that we shall work towards arranging for each of them this semester the holding of a hybrid masterclass session relative to their specific advocacies. This way, we shall continue making their influence, impact, and inspiration felt even more by more people. So please watch out for the subsequent announcements on the Flora A. Ilagan Masterclass Series of Eminent Women in Education. As we honor our awardees today, let us recognize that their greatest achievement lies not in individual accolades, but in the thousands of Filipinos whose lives they have transformed through accessible, quality education, training, and development. Their legacy lives in every child with access to early learning, every justice served through forensic science, every artisan empowered through sustainable enterprise, and every Filipino building our digital future. On a very personal note, prior to joining Inang Tanglao 6 years ago, I served for nearly 2 decades in one of the country's finest educational institutions for women. This is where I was fortunate to have worked with Dr. Rosario Oreta Lapus, who has championed education for girls and young women in the Philippines. In one of our projects, particularly the one that was funded by the US government on STEM for women, I recall her saying what really inspired me to continue working for and with women in the education sector and beyond. She said, and I quote, "God must really be an innovator. First, He created man. Thereafter, He created woman." Today, I add to this quote, and the rest, as they say, is not just only history, but more importantly, her story. Maraming salamat po at patuloy nating itaguyod ang kapakanan at karapatan at kinabukasan ng mga kababaihan.
Thank you, Dr. Fermin. Dr. Flora A. Ilagan's life unfolds as a powerful narrative of resilience, a testament to the transformative power of education and a cornerstone in the inspiring story of women's empowerment in the Philippines. Her journey, far from a smooth ascent, was rooted in a profound understanding of the educator's impact, born from early encounter with cruelty in the classroom. Dr. Ylagan embarked on a rigorous path of academic and professional development. Her foundational training at the Philippine Normal School, where she later served as a critic teacher, laid the groundwork of her distinguished career. A pivotal chapter in her story began with the founding of the National Teachers College, a collaborative vision brought to life with her husband, Dr. Pedro Ylagan, and co-founder, Dr. Segundo Infantado. Initially serving as the principal of the high school department, she ascended to the role of executive secretary, demonstrating her exceptional administrative acumen. Yet her pursuit of knowledge remained unwavering. She undertook intensive research in Philippine folklore, culminating in a Master of Arts degree from the State University, a work of such significance that it earned a place in the archives of a university in Madrid. Dr. Ilagan's commitment to accessible education extended beyond the walls of her institution. In 1932, driven by a desire to uplift her hometown in Laguna, she established a rural high school on the shores of the lake, which evolved into the Lakeshore Educational Institution. Seeking to refine her leadership skills, she pursued further studies in school administration at Teachers College, Columbia University, amidst the looming shadows of World War II. During the Japanese occupation, Dr. Ylagan channeled her energies into vital welfare work, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to serving her community. Her civic engagement was extensive, reflected in her leadership roles within numerous organizations, including the YMCA, the Civic Assembly of Women in the Philippines, and the Kababaihang Resalista. Following liberation, Dr. Ilagan played a crucial role in revitalizing the National Teachers College, serving as the Dean of Instruction from 1945 to 1963, where she tirelessly worked to elevate the quality of education. Eventually, she succeeded Chancellor Segundo M. Infantado Sr. as college president. Her remarkable contributions were recognized through numerous prestigious awards, including the Presidential Gold Medal of Merit for services in the teacher training field, and citations from the Philippine Normal College Alumni Association and the Surian ng Wika. The YMCA honored her with the Gold Triangle Vision Award, acknowledging her distinguished leadership and community welfare. Furthermore, a public educational institution in Quezon City, the Flora A. Ilagan High School, was named in her honor. Dr. Ilagan's enduring legacy is not only defined by her professional accomplishments, but also by her unwavering advocacy for service and the cultivation of resilient minds. She instilled in her daughters, Priscilla and Lydia, the values of service and dedication. Priscilla Arguelles was the last of Dr. Ilagan's heirs to have become NTC's president before the ownership of the school was turned over to Ayala Corporation Education. Dr. Flora Amoranto Ilagan's life, which concluded on March 15, 1969, reminds us that by championing equitable access to success through quality and relevant education, we can build our nation better. Just like Dr. Flora Ilagan, we are proud to honor this woman who embody her worthy qualities and empower the communities they serve. It is with much pride that we call on this year's inaugural awardees for the Gawad Flora A. Ilagan Eminent Women in Education. Each awardee will be introduced by a student representative coming from each school. After the introduction, the awardee is invited to go up the stage, accompanied by family and colleagues, to receive her medallion and plaque from our school leaders. After which, our awardee expresses his word or her words of acceptance. Shalmer Mempin, a student of the School of Teacher Education, specializing in early childhood education, will introduce our first awardee.
The Philippines is experiencing a learning crisis today. This is further aggravated by child stunting, poor nutrition, and the inadequate number, preparation, and training of early childhood care and development practitioners. But one woman has chosen to contribute to solving the crisis, even long before the Second Congressional Commission on Education, or EDCOM2, attempted to articulate what this crisis is all about. She knows how this crisis can end. She has been animating classrooms where enthusiastic young children are engaged in activities aided by technology and designed by caring and competent early childhood education practitioners, empowered by school leaders armed with transformative school leadership skills. After all, she has been a dedicated advocate for education and has successfully led the future of educational media in the Philippines. As the co-founder, president, and future and executive director of the Knowledge Channel Foundation Incorporated, or KCFI. She leads with inspiration and empowerment, a team and its various initiatives recognized here and overseas towards enhanced learning through curriculum-aligned multimedia content, localized teacher training, parent engagement, and school leadership reform. With a bachelor's degree in psychology from De La Salle University and a master's degree in learning technologies from Pepperdine University, she has worked with various local and international, governmental and non-governmental agencies to improve the lives of our young children who, in her eyes, shall become our future citizens and nation builders. Her meaningful education reform initiatives have earned her the La Salle Zeal Award for Excellence in Education Innovation, Forbes Asia Heroes of Philanthropy, Ulirang Mandaleño Award, and the Ateneo de Manila University's Parangal Lingkod Sambayanan. For over a decade, she has also been a judge for the International Emmy Awards. A mother of two and a grandmother of two, she continues to champion accessible and high-quality education for young Filipino children. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to honor our recipient of the Gawad Flora A Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education, Reena Lopez.
All sit down and listen to the acceptance speech of Ms. Reena Lopez.
That was an amazing experience I just had here. Thank you so much. Dr. Edison Fermin, fellow awardees, ladies and gentlemen, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Mga kapamilya, lalo na sa mga estudyante ng National Teachers College. I am Reena Lopez, co-founder and president of the Knowledge Channel Foundation, Incorporated. And I'm deeply, deeply honored to stand before you today as a recipient of the Gawad Flora A. Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education. This award holds special significance as it is given in celebration of International Women's History Month and National Women's Month, and in commemoration of the 56th death anniversary of Dr. Ylagan, a pioneering educator whose vision and leadership transformed lives. It is a privilege to receive this award alongside incredible women who in their own ways are shaping education and nation building. But this award is not just about honoring the past. It is about the responsibility we share in shaping the future. And you, the students of NTC, are at the heart of that future. When I first started Knowledge Channel, it was not easy. It was not an easy journey. I worked tirelessly, often facing moments of doubt, with a lot of tears and, blood, sweat, and tears. I questioned whether I had the skills and knowledge to succeed in this field. But then I realized that I had the unique opportunity to use my family's media platforms as a force for good. My vision was clear: to provide every Filipino child with access to quality education no matter where they live. Education is also deeply personal to me, as I have watched my own children and now my grandchildren grow. I have seen firsthand how the love, care, and learning they receive in their earliest years shape the people they become. I have witnessed how a nurturing environment filled with learning opportunities can build confidence, curiosity, and resilience. However, not every child in the Philippines has that same opportunity. Many Filipino children start school already behind. Some struggle with reading, others do not get enough nutrition nor stimulation at home. And many are in classrooms where teachers lack the right resources. And when a child falls behind early, catching up becomes increasingly difficult. This reality led me to co-found the Knowledge Channel Foundation with a mission to ensure no child is left behind. And we have worked tirelessly to provide quality learning materials, train teachers, and support children need to succeed wherever they may be. One story that has stayed with me is of a little girl in a remote barangay in the mountains that are rebel-infested, who would walk an hour a day to school along a dusty road. The first time she watched a Knowledge Channel educational video, she was mesmerized. Her father later told us, ngayon lang siya ganito ka-interesado sa pag-aral. She went on to become a lawyer, the first in her family to finish high school, college, and law school. That is the power of education. It can ignite curiosity, build confidence, and open doors that would have otherwise remained closed. But if we truly want to make a difference in education, we need to start at the beginning. Research tells us that 90% of a child's brain develops by the age of 5. This means that the experiences, learning, and care a child receives during these early years determines their future success. Yet, millions of Filipino children still do not have access to proper early childhood education. Many 0 to 5-year-olds suffer from malnutrition, and too many 3 and 4-year-olds lack proper care in schools or at home. And if we do not act now, learning poverty will continue to rise, higher than the 90% it is today. To address these challenges, the Knowledge Channel has expanded its programs to focus on early childhood development, from birth to 8 years old. Our Basa Bilang program strengthens foundational literacy and numeracy skills through engaging educational shows like Kinder Yes, Wika Harian, Ready Set Read, and Math Dali. All programs for early language literacy and numeracy. But it's not just cognitive development. Children also need proper nutrition, emotional support, and social and educational stimulation. During my work with the Asia Philanthropy Circle in 2018, I learned that 26.7% of Filipino children are physically stunted. Malnutrition is a learning issue, and we must address it early. Recognizing this, Knowledge Channel integrates health and nutrition into our early childhood development initiatives. Programs like Doc Wikipedia, I Love You 1000 for the first 1000 days of a child, and Talk Ed teaches parents and caregivers about proper child care, health, and nutrition. We also introduced K-Care, a training program for child development workers, parents, teachers, healthcare providers, and local government officials. It truly takes an entire community to raise a child, and we're committed to equipping caregivers with the skills they need to support young learners. We also worked very hard and helped in the passing of the Early Childhood Care and Development System Act. This is a revision of the early years, the 2013 Early Years Act. With this, the government has reaffirmed the vital role of early childhood education in shaping our nation's future. This law strengthens support for child development centers, teacher training, and parental involvement in early education. It also ensures better career opportunities for educators by formalizing plantilla positions of child development workers and teachers and setting salary grade levels for them in the barangay centers. So with the ECCD System Act reinforcing the importance of early education, I also hope that NTC and all other colleges and universities can expand its Bachelor of Early Childhood Education programs to develop even more highly skilled teachers who will lead the way in implementing these crucial reforms. NTC students, you are the future of education. You have chosen a path of service, of nation building, of impact. As future educators, administrators, and advocates, you hold the power to change lives. And I want to challenge you today. Be a strong advocate for early childhood development. When you step into your classrooms or child development centers, remember that the greatest impact you can make starts with the youngest learners. A 4-year-old who discovers the joy of reading today will be a confident student tomorrow. A 3-year-old who is encouraged to explore and ask questions will grow up to be a lifelong learner. The work you do in this early years will set the foundation for an entire generation and more and beyond. NTC students, our education system needs you. We need passionate, committed teachers who understand that education is more than just a profession. It is a calling. And so I urge you to do 3 things as you move forward in your journey. 1, teach with purpose. Every lesson you teach has the power to change a life. Make your teaching meaningful and impactful. 2, advocate for the youngest learners. Be a voice for stronger early childhood development programs, better teacher training, and more investment in early education. And 3, be a lifelong learner. Education does not stop when you leave this institution. Keep improving, keep innovating, and keep finding ways to inspire your students. NTC students, the future of our children and of our nation is in your hands. How will you make a difference? When you dedicate yourself to teaching, to advocating, to shaping young minds, you're not just building a career, you're building a nation. Maraming salamat at sama-sama nating itaguyod ang isang mas maliwanag na kinabukasan para sa ating kabataan.
Thank you, Miss Reena. Our second awardee will be introduced by Hisha A. Fabia, a business administration student of the School of Business.
Her vision, heart, and determination have transformed not just an industry, but countless lives. She is not just an entrepreneur. She is a change maker, a leader, and an inspiration who has educated numerous individuals and groups on why training women is key to community development. She saw an opportunity where others saw struggle. In Payatas, home to one of the country's largest dam sites, she met women artisans weaving rugs from fabric scraps, but earning almost nothing due to unfair middlemen. Instead of walking away, she built a solution, co-founding Rags to Riches, a social enterprise that gave these artisans direct access to markets, fair wages, and a chance to thrive. Rags to Riches is more than just a fashion brand. It is a movement. It has trained over 1,000 artisans, recycled thousands of kilos of textile waste, and created beautiful, sustainable products loved worldwide. Under her leadership, this company has educated various audiences that fashion can be ethical, business can be inclusive, and success can uplift communities. Her impact has reached global stages. She is a Rolex Award for Enterprise recipient and was named in Forbes 30 Under 30 Social Entrepreneurs. But beyond the accolades, her true success is in the lives she has changed, the dreams she has built, and the legacy she continues to weave. Her story is not just about business success. It is about resilience, compassion, and the power of purpose-driven leadership. Many of us here are inspired by how she turned challenges into opportunities, proving that true success uplifts others. While she is unable to join us today because of the demise of a family member, we still proceed in conferring the Gawad Flora A. Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education to her. Ladies and gentlemen, let us rise to honor Miss Reese Fernandez-Ruiz.
We all sit down, watch, and listen to the acceptance speech of Miss Reese.
There are three things that got me where I am today. First is the kindness of strangers. Second is being educated. And third is the ability to educate others. And all of them are connected. I grew up as the daughter of a single mother missionary worker. We ate with feeding programs, slept in chapels, and spent our days with church roofs over our heads. When I was a kid, my capacity to dream bigger was limited by what I saw around me and what we could realistically reach back then. The person you see today would not have been imagined by the younger Reese. But I am where I am because of the kindness of family, but also of strangers who put together the scholarship funds that funded my education. Education opened my eyes to the world, to the possibilities, and to bigger dreams. And so when I was in college in Ateneo de Manila University under various scholarship programs, I developed an even deeper appreciation for education. I spent many of my university years volunteering as a teacher in many organizations. My volunteering is what got me to Payatas, Quezon City, in the year 2007 when Rags to Riches was born. Rags to Riches is a fashion and design house empowering community artisans from the Philippines. We may be a fashion company, but we are teachers and trainers first. We could not have built this company without a very deep understanding of livelihood in disadvantaged communities. And that very deep understanding was only possible because of the trust built through years and years of consistent education, not just for our artisans, but for ourselves. Our journey began not with the idea of building a fashion enterprise, but with the fundamental belief that education, in its many forms, is the most powerful tool for transformation. We believe that when people are equipped with knowledge, skills, and the right opportunities, they can lift themselves out of poverty and create ripple effects of positive change in their communities. President Ayala, Board of Directors, distinguished guests, fellow awardees, educators, students, and friends, it is with profound gratitude and humility that I accept the Gawad Flora A Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education Award. This recognition is deeply meaningful, not just to me personally, but to the entire community of artisans, advocates, and change makers who have journeyed with me in our mission to transform lives through sustainable and inclusive entrepreneurship. Education has been at the heart of our approach in many ways. First, through skills development and capacity building. Our artisans undergo comprehensive training programs that range from technical skills enhancement to financial literacy. Many of our artisan partners have transformed from informal sector workers to confident micro-entrepreneurs and artisans who understand costing, quality control, and sustainable business practices. Second, through business education that puts importance on both profit and purpose. We have developed educational frameworks that integrate traditional business knowledge with values of sustainability, cultural heritage, and social impact. These frameworks have been shared with students, entrepreneurs, and communities across the Philippines and beyond through our platforms. Third, through advocating for a new paradigm in fashion education, one that places ethical practices, cultural preservation, and environmental sustainability at its core rather than as optional add-ons. The journey has not been without challenges. We've navigated economic downturns, changing market trends, we even almost closed, and most recently, a global pandemic that threatened the lives and livelihood of our community. But in each challenge, we found opportunities to innovate, to learn, and to deepen our commitment to our mission. Today, R2R or Rags to Riches has grown from a community initiative to an internationally recognized social enterprise. We've provided sustainable livelihoods to hundreds of artisans, diverted tons of fabric waste from landfills, and created a market for sustainably and ethically made Filipino products. On top of that, we've demonstrated that business can be a powerful vehicle for social change when it operates with purpose, compassion, and a commitment to equitable opportunity. The Gawad Flora A Ilagan Award reminds us that education takes many forms and happens in many settings. From formal classrooms to community workshops, from online platforms to hands-on training. What matters most.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. At this juncture, Hazelhane Bea Caralipio, one of our college students, will serenade our awardees and guests. Let us give her a big hand.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, writing walls inside my brain, I will scream them aloud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take that my life song, prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on, start right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song, and I don't really care if nobody nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fun left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep, saying in too deep. It's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's the fire burning in my bones. I still believe, I still believe in all of those things I didn't say. Wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream the loud tonight. Can you hear my voice? This time this is my fight song. Take out my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fire left in me. A lot of fire left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves in motion. Like how a single word can make my heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take that, my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. I'll be strong. I'll take my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I still got a lot of fire left in me. Oh, no, I still got a lot of fire left in me.
Thank you, Hazelheen, for that meaningful song rendition which captured the essence of our awarding ceremony. Sofia Aidelinda C. Barrios, a student of the School of Criminal Justice, will introduce our third awardee.
She is a woman, wisdom, and welfare, combined in the pursuit of justice. She has educated numerous audiences and agencies that solving cases of distress, death, and disappearance is an exercise towards truth. In a nation where truth often struggles to emerge from tragedy, one woman continues to stand as both guardian and guide. In one article, she was described as the doctor who sees dead people. Well, it is true, in the sense that as the country's first Filipino forensic pathologist, she has examined evidence from the dead and bring to life the narrative of justice. With degrees in psychology from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and medicine from the University of East Ramon Magsaysay College of Medicine, she eventually completed advanced training at King County Medical Examiner's Office in Seattle, Washington. She dedicated her life to giving voice to the voiceless. Through her meticulous examinations, she has uncovered truths in some of the Philippines' most high-profile cases that include, and among others, the Ozone Disco Fire, the Dacer Corbito case, the Asian Spirit tragedy, the Maguindanao Massacre, and the death of Ted Filon's wife. Her work extends beyond the autopsy table. She has been an unwavering advocate for justice, often speaking truth to power, despite tremendous pressure. Her popularity as an expert grew, but so did the number of her enemies. But her courage has educated many that forensic pathology is not just about determining the cause of death, but about honoring the dignity of those who can no longer speak for themselves. This is what she continues to do as the professor at the University of the Philippines College of Medicine. She is able to instill generations of physicians, not just scientific rigor, but ethical fortitude. In 2022, she was hailed as 10 Outstanding Women in Nation Surveys or Towns awardee for medicine. And today, she will be conferred the Gawad Flora A. Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education. Ladies and gentlemen, let us rise to honor Dr. Raquel Barros del Rosario Fortun.
We all sit down and listen to the acceptance speech of Dr. Raquel.
Good afternoon to everyone, the school officials, faculty, students, my co-awardees. Magandang hapon po. To be honest with you, okay, so you're giving me a few minutes to speak. I don't have a formal speech. Kikwentuhan ko na lang kayo. Anyway, to be honest with you, I've not been really familiar with your school. Okay, what a pleasant surprise. Okay. And looking at, introducing Dr. Flora Ilagan, okay, wow. Just as eminent. And sabi ko nga sa anak ko, kamukha ng lola ko. And which is the lola I'm talking about. She was a wonder woman herself. My paternal grandmother was Nieves Baens del Rosario. She was a lawyer, a writer, a feminist, lalo na nung minensyo na kababaihang Rizalista. Nako, friends sila. Nag-abot yan. Pati yung itsura na yung buhok na gano'n with the glasses and the terno. She wouldn't go out without that terno. I still have her collection. That was a long time ago. Okay, so I have several minutes and I will take you back to my nursery days because I want to tell you a little bit about my journey, where I am now and how I got here. And I tell you, it has not been easy. And I'd also like to emphasize, teachers played a great role in my life. Hinubog ako ng aking mga guro. I remember most of them are women, although later on may sprinkling of men na. Pero mas traditional yata na ang teacher ay babae. Okay? And so much so that I still remember them all. Imagine that. Their name, how they looked, sometimes how they smelled. I don't know. But anyway, starting from nursery, I still remember my teacher then. I did my preschool sige umamin, pero parang mukhang mga bata kayo eh. In a school that was run by NFWC. Wala. Parang, it stands for National Federation of Women's Clubs. Ibig mo sabihin, ako nang pinakamatanda dito. I don't know, I still have a very good memory of the place. It was like, in most schools, a very simple school. Yung room niya, etc., etc. And I remember, as a child, the eskwela na yun, ayokong pumasok. Namroblema yung parents ko. I remember one day, my father, a lawyer, had to take time off from work. It was that important to come with me and my mom to meet the teacher. Kasi ayaw kong pumasok. And when we got there, si teacher, big lady. When you're that small, everybody looks big and old. Okay? But now, I'm that age. Alright, so, siyempre, pinagalitan ako ng teacher ko in a way. Ano ka ba? Hindi ka pumapasok. Nasa letter G na kami. Something like that. And sabi ko naman, sige na nga, papasok na ako. Madali naman akong ma-influence. And nakahabol naman ako sa kanilang alphabet. And after that, it was go, go, go. Why? I realized, madali lang mag-aral eh. Sundin mo lang yung sinasabi. And, sumipsip ka. Okay? I learned that. Early on, the diligence in education. Sip-sip ka. Meaning, pagka binigay sa yung assignment today, gawin mo na kagad. I was that good. All throughout grade school. Bigay sa'yo yung assignment a week early. Bago mag-weekend, tapos na. Alright? So, I went to an RVM school. RVM schools, dalawa sila. So, that was from kinder to grade 4. Religious of the Virgin Mary. Okay. Prayers. Okay? So, in other words, at that age, madasalin ako. And again, sip-sip eh. Sip-sip na madasalin, I was really good. First honor and all, president, blah, blah, blah. But since I was doing well in school, I come from a very UP-centric family. Ipasok yan sa UP. And somebody in the family saw an ad for lateral entrance. Tatanggap daw sila sa UPLM ng grade 5. So I took and passed the exam. Okay. Sinamahan ako ng nanay ko. Again, very vivid memories of those days. I am very grateful also to my mom. Siya yung nakatuto, yung hatid sundo and all, baon and all. Yung father ko was the lone breadwinner. Okay? I was very lucky that way. And non-negotiable. Ang family ko talagang emphasis, education. You must be educated. Okay? So, grade 5, I was already UPLM, and I discovered ang tatalino ng mga kaklase ko. Challenge. But, I lost already the prayers. Naka 10 years ako sa Diliman, and then medicine, wala na. Hindi na. I could have become more religious and prayerful if I had stayed on, but no. So, high school, UPIS. I'm a very proud member of UPIS, 79. Galing ng mga kaklase ko. And I tell you, naka 45 years na kami. And right now, we're still so close. Okay, so tandaan nyo yan, ha? Yang mga kaklase nyo, yan ang mga kasambayan nyo all your life. So don't forget them. Okay, so I still remember, again, my teachers. I can still recite sino yung mga advisor namin, anong section, blah, blah, blah. Given my age and the things I forget a lot, surprisingly, I remember those. My teachers in high school, so ngayon medyo nakakaluwag na kami as a class, pa-retire na may pera. Fundraising, binibigay mo sa teachers, ino-honor mo. Okay. In fact, one of my BFFs now is my teacher in high school, si Ma'am Teret de Villa. Okay? I still, yes. Dinadalaw-dalaw ko sa Batangas. Okay. Anyway, BFF yan. All right, and she's worried about me. All right, anyway. So, I spent UPI, so naka 10 years, including the 4 years of pre-med in Diliman. Okay? Pero by this time, nakafocus ka na on medicine. Why medicine? Again, in my family, ang laki ng influence talaga ng family mo. Parang sa tingin nila, it's either law or medicine. Hindi ko masyadong typing law, so doon ako sa medicine. So I was focused on medicine. But I tell you back then, I had no idea I would end up like this. Okay? Ang frustration ko nga yung medicine, di ba si Idol Wonder Woman Lola? Unfortunately, she died in my 4th year of med school. So she never saw me do anything substantial. So ang aking wish ay somehow someone would tell her I amounted to something after all these years. Okay, so for medicine, as mentioned earlier, I didn't go to UP. Why? Because UP College of Med is simply so competitive. Hindi kaya. Ang dami kong mas magaling na kaklase. And I went because talagang decidido, my family was going to support me. Somehow, sa Pilipinas, magbenta ka ng lupa para makatapos, which was actually what they did. So I went to a private medical school, UERM, and back then, pagka ganun ka, you now go through the different specialties and picture yourself. Do I want to be an obstetrician, a pediatrician, an ophthalmologist, blah, blah, blah. Isa-isa ko yang tinanggal. Like halimbawa, ophthalmology, ganda, surgery, fine surgery. But then, I don't think we have the money for the equipment. OB, ayoko magbantay ng yung labor. Tikot tayo. Pedya, naku, wala akong pasyensya. Pag umiiyak na. Okay, anyway, I fell in love with pathology. And I had a teacher, again, teacher na naman, but male, si Dr. Pedro Solis. Binasa ko yung libro niya. This is now legal medicine. Binasa ko yung libro niya. Cover to cover. Mukhang na-in love ako sa kanya. And I fell in love with the notion of medical detective work. Kaya lang, doctor-lawyer siya, di ba? So ano to, pag medicine, maglolo pa ako. So I toyed with that idea. And at some point after residency, I actually went to the UP College of Law. I keep saying this. I lasted about a week, and then I went a wall. Hindi ko type. I'm sorry, hindi ko type. And by then, I was in the UP College of Medicine already as faculty. Again, look, there is some element of destiny where you go. I was pitted against the really good graduates of UP College of Medicine applying for residency. And I was what you would say an outsider because hindi ako College of Med ng UP Mas magaling sila, sige. So nandiyan ka among the residency applicants. Nagsialisan. Nagpunta sa States. Thank you. So tumaas ako ng ganyan. Until I think I was the 4th or the 3rd applicant accepted. But then, unfortunately, I was not going to get the residency item of the hospital, which was more. What did I get? Faculty. Instructor 4. Nandun ka sa bottom of the bottom. But, in hindsight, that was so fortuitous. Why? technically, I was already faculty, even as a resident. Okay? And counted yun sa GSIS, di ba? Tsaka everything else. Especially when you're retiring. Okay, anyway. So, I did not know about forensic pathology. Somebody, a senior consultant who went to the States and trained there, dissuaded me from taking up law. Ba't ka maglo-law? Tapusin mo yung pathology, tapos mag-forensic pathology ka. Sabi ko, ay, may ganun. Okay? That was the first time. I could not find a book on forensic pathology. He was the only one who lent me a book on legal medicine. And I read it from cover to cover. Okay? And I was lucky. Why? As faculty, edi, naghahanap sila ng teacher sa legal medicine. Sige, gusto mo niyan? Alis ka. I left immediately after residency. This was 94, 95. I came back. I am with my daughter. You know, that was the most difficult experience ever as a mother. She was 3 years old when I came. And I was so homesick and crying. Yun yung mga tinitimpla-timpla mo eh. Okay, especially as a woman. I don't know if you're a man, kung anong wapakels ka na iwanan mo yung anak mo. But that was so hard for me. That is something I would never want to do again. Na-mention ko kanina, blood, sweat, tears. Ako may dagdag. Blood, sweat, tears, and formalin. Somehow I managed. I managed because I really fell in love with my course, with forensic pathology. And when I was there, of course, the focus was teaching legal medicine when you get back. But I discovered forensic pathology. Aba, may ganito pala. You know, how to manage victims of violence, sexual assault, the rape kit, and so on. Ang dami kong pwedeng iuwi sa Pilipinas. Which I did. I tried. And coming home, I announced to everyone in my department, henceforth, I'm not going to practice anything else but forensic pathology. Meaning wala na yung mga biopsies, pap smears, those things. And I'm sorry, I really have to be frank about it, and I've said this over and over again. And they laughed. Nasabihan ako na, ay, hindi ka magsusurvive. But you know, that was 1995. How many years ago? 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And I'm still around. And I'm called Eminent. Uy, thank you. Thank you. Pampalubag loob lang. Okay, anyway. So, I was really dissuaded. And it was a struggle. Oh, what a struggle it has been. Nakikipagbanggaan ka dun sa mga hindi lang ignorante, pero arrogante pa. Yung pinagpipilitan yung mali. And I felt so alone. Wala kang kakampi. Okay? Alright, so nag-medicine ka, nag-pathology, nag-forensic path. Saan pumasok yung teaching dun? Ay, ang dami. Ang dami. So nagtuturo ako ng estudyante, yes. I would go out, teach also law students. And others, I would accept all of these requests for talks and so on. But do you know that our job is, yung legal system, tinutulungan mo. So in a court setting, that is also teaching. You bring down your science to the level of the non-scientists. Okay? So sometimes, lalo na ngayon, mas kilala ka na, pag nalaman nila, si Dr. Fortun, nandun. Makikita ko, habang nakaupo ako sa witness stand, ang daming pumapasok. Ang daming nakikinig. Okay? I don't know, maybe it came naturally to me na apparently, effective pala ako in teaching. I have received some recognition also in university as a teacher. In 2006, wow, binigyan ako ng award ng Metrobank. Big time yun eh. Kasi sabi ko, for the first time yung award merong pera. Rare yon, super rare, super rare. Hindi ako nagpaparinig, ah. Anyway. But it held a very special meaning for me, especially also the other awards I would get. Lalo na to. Why? Because I'm being recognized as a teacher. Ooh. Because over the years, that was my frustration. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be a medical examiner, practicing forensic pathology. The bulk of my time should be autopsy, forensic pathology. Pero sa Pilipinas, since wala akong trabaho sa forensic pathologist, I simply hang on to my faculty appointment in UP and stay there. But I had a lot of misgivings too. Am I doing the right thing? The temptation to leave was great. Okay, to be honest with you. I spent 6 months in East Timor for UN. It paid so well. At the time, my monthly salary was 2 times my annual salary in UP. But, sabi ko hindi, hanggang 6 months lang. Tama na yan. Kasi wala kaming bahay. Panghulog yan sa bahay. Anyway, and I had my daughter, kaisa-isa na nga, unika iha na nga, mapapabayaan ko pa. And my parents, okay, you have to factor this in. My parents. May pera ka nga, padadala mo, but you are not around for them. And I tell you, that is a big achievement for me. I saw them through hanggang sa end. Okay? I love that part about my life. Okay, so I stayed. And right now, I am exactly 2 years away from retirement. Ooh! Biro mo, umaabot ako sa gano'n, ah. And I have no misgivings anymore, especially since, apparently, if you've been following the news, yung mga developments sa Pilipinas, I am at my busiest, finally, as a forensic pathologist. I am most appreciated, finally, as a forensic pathologist. And nakikilala ka. Thank you. Salamat po. Nakikilala ka not just in the country, but also internationally. My friend, Dr. Stephen Gardner, keeps calling me beacon of light. Where I am. Naksa, talaga. Anyway, but again, has not been easy. Hanggang ngayon, lalo na ngayon actually, nakakatakot. Actually, sinabi ko kanina, nagsisisi ko, I should not have said yes to this. Kung pwede naman palang padadala ko yung anak ko as proxy. Why? Because, to be honest with you, I have security concerns. And I have started to remove all of my commitments. Total sabbatical naman ako dapat, sa bahay lang ako, di ba? And so I have concerns. I have been given advisories and so on. Okay, but anyway, let me just end. Did I plan this? No. Okay, you young people, I don't think you can really say, 50 years from now, this is where I am, this is what I will do. No. For me, it was just a general direction of medicine. And then somehow, napunta ako dito, and good breaks. But every time I get an opportunity, I grabbed it. Yon. Think about that. Okay? And don't forget your ties. Your ties to your school, your ties to your family, and so on. Your values, don't forget that. Woman as a forensic pathologist, I've said it before, I wish I had been born male. I think I would have had an easier time getting accepted if I were a man. Kasi ang mga kabangga ko, unfortunately, ay mostly lalaki. Okay, I really would like to thank you for this recognition. As I said, every time I'm recognized as a teacher, it is an affirmation that I chose the right path. Okay? And let me end by saying, tanong sila ng tanong, ay, magre-retire ka na, wala ka pa bang nag-room, nakapalit. Eh sabi ko naman, excuse me, di nyo naman ako sinuportahan. Totoo lang. Sa totoo lang. I just did it on my own whenever I'm in an ivory tower, the University of the Philippines, when there's a case, they come to me. Wala ako sa front line. And I did it, and I'm grateful to the university. I persisted, and they tolerated me. And somehow, may developments. Finally, meron kaming forensic science initiatives. And I tell you, it goes up administration. Like present administration, trickling down to my university. So everybody's supportive. Office of the President, President of the University of the Philippines, my Chancellor in Manila, my Dean, my department. This is what I call rare alignment of the stars. I don't know if they are kind of frantic also. Kasi paulit-ulit sinasabi ko, ay, iwanan ko na kayo because I'm retiring. Bahala kayo dyan. And talagang pinupush. So, cross your fingers and pray for that initiative. May mga nagtatanong na sa akin yata kanina ng, criminology bago, no? Yes, okay. Let's promote forensic science. There's so much more to do. Nag-uumpisa pa lang tayo sa Pilipinas. If you compare ourselves with Asian countries, I'm so sorry to say, napag-iwanan tayo. Right? So I'm looking to passing the baton somehow to you young people. And the challenge is, pwede ba, when you choose your career paths, always think of your country. Okay? Paglingkuran ang sambayanan, huwag kakalimutan ang Pilipinas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Raquel. Reena Villa Arguelles, an information technology student of the School of Arts, Sciences, and Technology, will introduce our fourth awardee.
The narrative of a woman's success in the information and communications technology field is always inspiring. I want all of you to imagine this. Elena, not her real name, was selected as a scholar from among 5,000 applicants to join a data science training program that equipped her with the necessary skills to break into the workforce of a financial technology company. She was interested, but a little skeptical if she will make it, about what difference it would make in her life. After 14 Saturdays, she knew she is off to transforming her career trajectory. Her senior industry mentor did not just teach her technical skills. She was made to understand the unique challenges she faces as a woman in the data science field. She learned strategies for navigating male-dominated environments that no textbooks could teach. The peer learning environment created a space where she could ask questions without fear of judgment. She became part of a network that continues to support her growth as a female data scientist. Today, Elena has doubled or even tripled her technical capabilities, found voice in her company meetings, and landed a role that previously seemed out of reach. This is the narrative that FTW, or the For the Women Foundation, has created and realized. It is a Philippine nonprofit that upskills deserving Filipinas through free training scholarships in technology. As of March 2025, FTW has upskilled more than 550 women now thriving in the new technology careers. Their data science program consists of 14 Saturdays of intensive technology training, giving women a head start and confidence to compete in this industry. FTW was founded by a woman born with the heart of an educator, trainer, and the human capital developer. With the degrees from Harvard University, SDA Bacchany, and years in advertising and media sectors in different countries from around the world, she built FTW to bring systemic change to our country. She lives by the FTW slogan, for the women, for the win, for the world. Let us rise to give honor to our recipient of the Gawad Flora A Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education, the For the Women Foundation, led by its co-founder and executive director, Cara Wilson.
We all sit down and attentively listen to the acceptance speech of Miss Cara.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your patience in waiting for the fourth. I am so honored to be here today together with these eminent women. Thank you. Standing here today, I am deeply honored, as I mentioned, and I must admit, a little overwhelmed. Receiving the Gawad Flora A Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education Award is not just a recognition of my journey, but a testament to the collective strength of the women I have had the privilege to serve. Flora A Ilagan was a woman of vision, resilience, and service. She believed in education as a tool for empowerment in lifting others as we rise. I stand on the shoulders of women like her, trailblazers who dared to dream beyond their time. When I founded FTW, or For the Women Foundation, I simply wanted to give deserving women a chance to learn, to grow, and to thrive in the world of technology. I wanted women from underserved communities to see themselves not just as users of technology, but as builders, innovators, and leaders in it. Today, I dedicate this award to them, to the single mother who learned to code at 40 years old, to the young woman who was once told, tech is not for you, but is now leading a team of engineers, to every Filipina who dares to break barriers despite the odds. To all the women in this room, and also the men who support them, whether you are opening doors for others or walking through newly opened doors, let us continue the work. Let us be the ate or the kuya, the mentor, the champion that another woman needs. Maraming salamat po. This is for all of us. Thank you very much.
For a special opportunity, we will take a quick photo with Miss Cara together with her mom in attending in this ceremony. May we kindly request all our awardees to go up on stage for a quick photo opportunity, together with our school leadership, school deans, and the basic education principal. To commemorate this occasion, we shall now proceed with a group photo op. The official photographer will take his position on the stage, and all of us, we are respectfully requesting that all awardees, guests, school leaders, and attendees rise and assemble in the central area of the social hall. Please be seated. We thank all our awardees for their wonderful messages to the NTC community. Today's awarding ceremony has definitely inspired each one of us to genuinely offer whatever contribution we can to our respective communities. To express NTC's shared response, our two teacher education students, who are our official delegates to the English-Speaking Union Philippines competition next week, shall share their insights. Let us give them a round of applause.
Throughout history, the world has been shaped by women who stepped forward, not because they were ready, but because they had the courage to begin.
The most inspiring women, the trailblazers, the visionaries, the quiet forces of change, did not wait for the perfect moment. They created it. With wisdom, strength, passion, they opened doors for the generations that followed them.
And today, we celebrate women who have done just that. The Gawad Flora Ilagan for Eminent Women in Education is a tribute to resilience and leadership.
Our honorees have not only shaped minds, but have paved the way for those who will come after them.
To Ms. Reena Lopez, your dedication to early childhood education and teacher training has built the foundations of learning for countless students and educators. Just like you said, and I quote, "It's not about honoring the past, but it's also about the responsibility in sharing and shaping the education. It takes an entire community to raise a child."
To Ms. Reese Fernandez-Ruiz, your advocacy in sustainable fashion and business education proves that empowerment is woven into everyday life, shaping industries and communities. As you said, and I quote, "Business can be a powerful vehicle for social change." As education opened your eyes to the harsh realities of life, you used it to inspire people and change lives of women and communities.
To Dr. Raquel del Rosario Fortun, the first Filipino forensic pathologist, your work in social justice and in STEM education has inspired women to step into fields where voices are needed. You emphasize the value of education in individuals' life, and as you mentioned, you bring down the level of science to the level of the non-scientist, opening the interest of women of new generations to thriving in STEM fields.
And to For the Women Foundation by Ms. Cara Wilson, your commitment to providing free data science and technology training ensures that more women are equipped to thrive in an ever-evolving world.
These women in front of us today remind us that leadership isn't about waiting for a chance. It's about making one.
To our honorees, your impact extends beyond today. Your dedication proves that true leadership is measured not in titles, but in lives changed.
We hope that this is the beginning of more insightful journeys with our awardees and those who will come after them.
For now, we want to enjoy being young women, being inspired by all of you. From here, we want to accelerate action to build upon the dreams of every young girl and woman wanting to build the nation.
The path forward is in our hands. Let us walk it with courage, purpose, and the unwavering belief that we too can make a difference.
Thank you and a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you, Sandria and Angelica, for emphasizing what we can collectively do following the lead of Dr. Flora Ilagan. Let us not forget the significant role women play in society, as evidenced by the work our awardees has exemplified in their respective fields. We shall now stand for the singing of the NTC hymn, which will be immediately followed by the recessional. Our school leaders will exit the social hall first, followed by our awardees, Reena Lopez, Raquel B. Del Rosario Fortun. For the Women Foundation, represented by Cara Wilson. Together with their families,